I almost called this video Trouble Making a Precision 300 Blackout Load, but not for the reasons you think. But I absolutely detest clickbait titles, so you got it as an intro instead. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are out on the range shooting the 300 Blackout. This is a 16-inch Ruger American. On top I've got an Arkin EP8 1-8x28, and on the front is a Silencer Co. Scythe TI. Today we are testing for semi-precision loads with 300 Blackout, and we'll see how that goes. Real quick, let's get into the bench and we'll talk about the loads for today. Today we are working on a precision target shooting load for the Ruger American 16-inch 300 Blackout. Now when I say precision load, we're not going for anything crazy. I'm not aiming for half minute. We've got an 8-power scope on here. We're going to be shooting groups at 100 yards. Anything under like 2 minutes is going to be fine with me. I have got a bunch of these 125 grain Sierra Matchking bullets. These are factory seconds, and I've got a bunch of them, probably close to 1,000 overall. I want to just see if we can get a good high-ish velocity for 300 Blackout. Plinking load with that, that'll also work to take out to 300 or 400 yards just shooting on steel. So precision load is probably stretching things a little bit, but I do want to see what kind of accuracy we can squeeze out of this platform. And I think the 125 grain Sierra Matchking is going to be a good bullet to do that with. If I were looking for absolutely the most precision I could squeeze out of them, I would use regular bullets, not factory seconds, but these were super cheap when I bought them, and that's kind of the goal for this load anyway, is a cheap plinking load that's halfway accurate. The components for today, besides the bullet, are Winchester 296 powder. I've got 4 pounds of this in a jug. We're going to be using new Starline brass and Winchester number 41 small rifle primers. That's about it. I'm going to make half grain jumps in powder. Again, we're not trying to dial in a super accurate load here. I'm just working up the charge weight to see kind of what velocities we get. If I have to pull bullets, whatever. I'm not super worried about pressure or anything like that today. So with that being said, we're going to start at 18 grains and go up to 20 grains in half grain increments, so 5 charge weights there. There's a little bit of rain in the forecast. I'm hoping it passes us by, but we'll see. Let's get out to the range and start shooting. Now that we're out here, you can see it's spitting rain a little bit. The rain clouds are kind of moving in a little bit more. I'm hoping we don't get dumped on too much, but I'm just going to push through it for the start and hope my camera survives. We have, for starters, that 18 grain charge of Winchester 296. And I am going to feed from the magazine just to try to keep the ammo dry as much as possible, so that we're not getting all kinds of water in the chamber. I'm going to wear hearing protection since this is a supersonic load. I am shooting at 100 yards, possibly foolishly, we'll see. I am able to hold the center of my reticle with the illumination on those boxes. I have a 0 that is approximate at best, so we will see if we land on the target. We'll start out with that upper left-hand target. I need to grab my spotting scope to see where that's at. Oh, I forgot to set up the chronograph. All right, you guys saw that, but I'm gonna come down an MOA and a half. And then we'll shoot the other 4 shots. I may have to pack in. It's raining a little bit harder, but we'll see if we can get this group shot. It's not supposed to thunderstorm or anything, but I'd hate to kill my camera. Had a light primer strike there. That was odd. I've never had that before with this gun. Yeah, that one's not going off. That's not good. That's a Winchester number 41 primer. See if the next one goes off. 2243. And 2253. I am gonna have to pack it in, guys. It's raining too hard and my camera's gonna get destroyed. Well, folks, I hope I didn't mess something up too bad. And hopefully the audio doesn't sound too bad. After all that, everything seems to be working, except I'm only getting one channel on audio through my mic. I don't know if that's a mic malfunction. I don't know if that's a receiver malfunction. I don't know if that's a camera malfunction. But I guess we'll find out. In other news, that first group was not too bad. I'm happy with that. We're gonna move on to 18.5 grains. The velocity was kind of odd, but nothing too terrible. 2250s is where we ended up, but it started all the way down at 2200. There was one shot out of that group that didn't fire, and it's weird. I don't know why. I've never had that happen before. We'll see what happens on this next group. 18.5 grains. Oh, almost forgot. I want to come down one more minute. If I haven't mentioned before, I may have missed it on my Arc and Review video. There's not an arrow for up and down. It's got numbers, so you can tell which way to go, but you got to stop and look at it for a second. There's no arrow that says up or anything on the turret. And that's a little bit frustrating. Let me look at the other one. Yeah, we've got numbers with L and R on them on the side turret, but none on the elevation turret. 2288. Brass looks fine. Okay, that's weird. That one didn't want a chamber. I'll pull it out and look at it. Yeah, I got some big old rub marks on the bullet. That's weird. I haven't had that on anything else. It's only on one side. Weird. Oh, I forgot. I might have been into my swivel stud on that last shot. I had forgotten to check for that. 2295. Okay, that one chambered just fine. Wonder if there was something that got into the chamber. .2306 and 2289. Oh, I think there's one more shot. Yes. That round didn't extract. I'm having some weird problems. Yeah, that cartridge did not extract. And it didn't feel... Okay, let me look at my bolt. The extractor itself looks fine, and it's not taking any extra effort whatsoever to lift the bolt. I'm gonna have to take a minute and figure out what's going on here. Okay, that was one of the weirdest things I've seen. I went inside, pulled the suppressor off, put a cleaning rod through, and the piece of brass fell out with no resistance, like none whatsoever. And it looked fine, nothing on the brass at all. So I looked at the bolt a little bit closer, and the extractor had slipped backwards in this slot. All I did was push it back forward a little bit, it clicked into place, and now it's working fine. So I don't know if there's something broken in there, if it's designed to do that under some certain circumstance, I don't know what. But we're gonna keep testing and see what happens. I don't think it's a pressure issue, I really don't. Brass looks absolutely perfect. Velocities are exactly where we expect them to be for a 16-inch 300 Blackout. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll shoot the next group. This is 19 grains. Yeah, nothing weird with chambering, nothing at all. We're gonna shoot the next group. Point of impact's probably too low now. My hold is only as good as that 1-inch square. So any groups pretty much 2 inches or smaller I'm gonna be happy with. 23, 24. Okay, there's another failure to fire. That did in fact chamber around. And we've got a primer strike on there that should have ignited it. The primer crater isn't super, or the primer divot isn't super deep. This is the first problem I've had with this rifle at all. Today is the first time. We'll give that primer another hit. Nope. And no little pop or nothing. Okay, now I gotta check my firing pin. I may have to take the whole bolt apart and see what's up. By the primer strikes, it doesn't look like I've got a broken firing pin. It's perfectly rounded. Let me grab a little bit of ammo that I know has never failed at all, and I'll pop off a few shots with that and see what's going on. This is my 125 grain plinking load. I'm just gonna shoot it into the dirt down there. Just looking at everything to make sure it's good. Okay. Okay, every one of those shot just fine. Not a single problem there. We got 2 more in here. I'm stumped, folks. So 3 out of the 5 rounds wouldn't go off. Okay, I'm gonna save that. This is, I think, 19.5 grains of Winchester 296. We'll go bottom left there. $23.80 for a velocity on that. Brass looks great still. Barrel's not getting remotely hot. And a failure to fire. Okay, this is slightly interesting. I've got to wonder if it's bad primers or if there's something up with the firing pin that's not hitting them well enough. The primer strikes look good. Let me show you these 3. Those look like primer strikes that should have fired the shot. They don't look super light at all. And you can see it did not fire. I'm gonna go grab my 300 Blackout AR and see if it fires these. I'm curious now. We do still have 1 more group to shoot. In fact, maybe we'll do that first. The barrel's not remotely hot. The suppressor is not even hot. That's one fun thing about shooting 300 Blackout. Not a whole lot of juice to it. This is 20 grains. Average of 23.79 and extreme spread of 18. Standard deviation of 6.9 for those 4 shots. That's not bad at all. We'll go bottom right target. There's one that didn't fire. This is becoming too much of a pattern. Yeah, it'll probably not make these shoot great, but I'm gonna go ahead and put primer strikes on each one of them. 2400 even. Maybe a little tiny shiny spot on the brass. Yeah, not really anything I'm worried about for pressure. At least we got a 3-shot group out of it. And from what I can see, it looks like about an inch for those 3 shots. Average of 24.05, extreme spread of 27 for those 3 shots. Looks like about an inch group. I'm curious to see if it's something up with the firing pin not protruding far enough. Okay, the firing pin looks perfect. There is nothing wrong that I can see with the firing pin. It's round, it's not bent, it's protruding just fine. The extractor is still in the exact place that it should be. It hasn't slipped out like it did a second ago. There is absolutely nothing wrong that I can see with the bolt or how far the firing pin is protruding or anything like that. Everything looks great. I'm gonna grab that AR. Be right back. All right, I think that was 6 shots with primer strikes all on them. This is my 10.5 inch AR. It's got a ballistic advantage barrel on. There's a rugged razor 7.62 on the end. And I've just got a red dot. Oh, better put ears on. I'm just gonna plank into this little hill over here that I shoot my pistols and see if they go off. No, it did not. Okay, let's try the next one. Well, we got one of them. And that's where we're gonna wrap up today's video. We're gonna continue this on a video that will be published tomorrow morning, if you guys are watching this on the day that it comes out. If you guys are watching this after Friday, May 9th, 2025, the video is already up and it'll be right here. Thanks so much for watching. Y'all have a good one.